Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever wondered why only a small percentage of people seem to truly thrive while the rest never quite break through? We look around and see a few living their dreams, reaching heights most only imagine. What is it that makes them different? What sets the 2% apart from the 99%? It starts with vision. The 2% know where they're headed long before they arrive. They have a clear destination in their minds, a goal that fuels them every single day. But it's more than just a dream, it's a purpose. While others may chase the next quick fix or short-term win, these individuals stay focused on the long game. They see beyond the present moment and invest in the future. But here's the thing, vision alone won't get you there. You can dream all day long, but if you don't take consistent action, you'll stay stuck. The difference is, the 2% don't rely on motivation. They don't wait to feel like it, they understand that progress is built on consistency. Showing up, doing the work, especially when it's uncomfortable, that's the real magic. And let me tell you something, it's not about waiting for the perfect plan. So many people sit on the sidelines waiting for the stars to align before they start. They'll plan and plan, hoping for certainty. But the 2%, they act. They move forward, even when they're unsure. Because they know that progress isn't made by planning, it's made by doing. Now, I need you to hear this: failure is not the end. In fact, it's just part of the journey. The 99% get discouraged by setbacks. They see failure as a sign to quit. But the 2%, they see failure as feedback. It's a lesson. They fall, but they get back up stronger and wiser. They keep going because they know that success isn't about avoiding failure, it's about overcoming it. Another defining trait of those 2%, self-belief. They believe in their vision, their abilities, and their worth, even when no one else does. When the world says, you can't, they say, watch me. It's that unshakable confidence that propels them forward through doubts and fears. Here's the truth: success demands risk. It demands stepping out into the unknown. The 2% aren't afraid to bet on themselves. They take chances, they push boundaries, while the rest stay in their comfort zones, hoping for success without ever daring to go after it. And let's talk about competition for a moment. So many people spend their lives comparing themselves to others, trying to one-up the next person. But the 2%, they aren't worried about what everyone else is doing. They're too busy creating value. They know that the real competition is with themselves. It's about becoming better than they were yesterday. Finally, we must talk about sacrifice. The road to success isn't easy, and it requires giving up things that most aren't willing to let go of, whether it's comfort, free time, or even relationships. The 2% understand that you can't have it all at once. They are willing to endure temporary pain for long-term gain. So why do only 2% succeed? Because they're willing to do what the 99% won't. They dream bigger, work harder, and believe more deeply. They take risks, they fail, they rise, and they keep going because they know that greatness isn't handed out. It's earned. Which side will you choose? The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to one simple thing: vision. You see, the 2% have an ability to look beyond the present moment and see the bigger picture. While most people are focused on what's right in front of them, whether it's the next paycheck, the weekend plans, or avoiding discomfort, the 2% are looking further ahead. They have a clear vision for their lives. It's not just a vague idea of being successful, but a deep, detailed understanding of what they want to achieve and why it matters. Having a vision means knowing what you're working toward, even when it's not immediately visible. It's about staying committed to a larger purpose, something greater than today's concerns or temptations. The 99% may get caught up in the daily grind, chasing short-term wins, or becoming sidetracked by distractions. But those with vision don't waver. They understand that true success is a long-term game. Vision doesn't just guide you, it anchors you. When things get tough, and they will get tough, it's your vision that pulls you through. The people who struggle often do so because they're focused on immediate gratification. They want results now. And when they don't get them quickly, they give up. The 2%, on the other hand, are willing to endure temporary setbacks because they know their end goal is worth the wait. They recognize that every step, no matter how small, is part of the larger journey. Success requires sacrifice, and part of that sacrifice is forgoing instant rewards in favor of long-term fulfillment. When you have vision, you can resist the pull of short-term distractions because your eyes are set on something much bigger. You're not swayed by what's happening in the moment, you're driven by where you're going in the future. The difference is clear: those with vision see beyond today. They're playing the long game, and that's why they succeed. While the 99% focus on what's easy and immediate, the 2% are patient, persistent, and focused on the ultimate prize. They understand that real success is about creating a future, not just enjoying the present. Success isn't about how fired up you are in the beginning, it's about how you show up when the excitement fades. A lot of people believe motivation is the key to achieving their goals. They wait for that rush of inspiration, thinking, once I'm motivated, then I'll start. But motivation is fleeting. It comes in waves, rising one moment and crashing the next. That's why the 99% struggle. They're waiting to feel like doing the work. The truth is, success isn't born out of occasional bursts of enthusiasm. It's built on the foundation of consistency. The 2% understand this, and that's why they succeed. They don't rely on feeling motivated every day. They've learned that the secret to progress is simply showing up day after day, no matter how they feel. Even when they're tired, discouraged, or not seeing immediate results, they continue to push forward because they know consistency compounds. Think about it: anyone can work hard when they're motivated. When everything feels exciting, it's easy to dive in and give your all. But what happens when the initial excitement fades? What happens when the work becomes tedious, when progress slows down, and when the results aren't showing up as quickly as you hoped? Most people quit or at best slow down. But the 2%, they keep going. They understand that true growth happens in the moments when you want to stop but choose to continue. Consistency is what separates those who succeed from those who settle. It's not glamorous, and it's certainly not always fun, but it's effective. Imagine someone going to the gym only when they feel motivated. They might have a great week here or there, but without consistency, their progress stalls. The person who shows up regularly, even if they don't always give 100%, will make more progress in the long run. The same principle applies to every area of life. Consistency is the quiet force behind every major achievement. It's not about making big, dramatic efforts once in a while. It's about the small, steady steps taken every single day. The 2% understand that momentum is built over time. They trust the process, knowing that the daily grind, those small, sometimes unnoticed efforts, are what will eventually pay off. When you rely on motivation, you're putting your progress in the hands of something external, something unpredictable. But when you develop the discipline of consistency, you take control. You realize that it's not about waiting for the right moment, it's about creating the right habits. And once you have those habits in place, nothing can stop you. That's why the 2% rise above, because they know success isn't a sprint. It's a marathon, and every step, no matter how small, brings them closer to the finish line. There's something comforting about planning. It feels productive, like you're making progress just by mapping out your goals and dreams. Many people spend a lot of time in this phase creating detailed blueprints, setting timelines, and imagining all the ways their plans will lead to success. But here's the thing: planning alone won't get you there. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that the 2% understand that action, not planning, is what moves you forward. Too often, people get stuck in what's called analysis paralysis, where they spend so much time thinking about what they should do that they never actually do anything. They want everything to be perfect: the perfect timing, the perfect circumstances, the perfect plan. They're waiting for the stars to align before they take their first step. But the 2%, they don't wait. They take action, even when the conditions aren't ideal, even when they don't have all the answers. Here's the truth: no plan survives contact with reality. You can plan all you want, but life is unpredictable. There will always be challenges, detours, and obstacles you couldn't foresee. The 2% know that success isn't about having the perfect plan. It's about being adaptable and willing to take that first step, even when you don't feel fully prepared. They trust that they will learn, adjust, and grow as they go. Action creates momentum. It's the difference between standing on the sidelines and getting in the game. You don't learn by sitting back and imagining how things will unfold. You learn by doing. The 99% often hesitate because they fear making mistakes, but the 2% understand that mistakes are part of the process. They're willing to risk failure. It's a word that scares most people, something we're taught to avoid at all costs. Many see it as the end of the road, a sign to stop, to give up, to turn back. But here's the thing, failure is not the enemy of success, it's a necessary part of the journey. The 2% understand this, and that's why they succeed. They've learned that every setback, every mistake, every stumble is not a defeat, but a stepping stone towards something greater. The 99% tend to see failure as final. When things don't go according to plan, they internalize it, thinking it means they're not good enough, not capable, or that they're simply on the wrong path. But the truth is, failure is inevitable. It's a natural part of growth. The 2% don't fear failure, they embrace it. They see it as feedback, a valuable teacher that provides lessons no amount of success ever could. Every time they fall, they learn something new and they adjust their approach. They get better, stronger, and more resilient with each setback. What sets the 2% apart is their ability to shift their mindset around failure. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me, they ask, what can I learn from this? They don't waste time wallowing in disappointment or self-pity. Instead, they analyze what went wrong, figure out how to improve, and move forward with greater wisdom. They know that the path to success is not a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, and yes, failures. But they see each of those failures as just another step in the process. When you're willing to fail, you're also willing to take risks. And that's key. The 99% often stay within their comfort zones because they're afraid of making mistakes. They avoid taking chances because they're more concerned with playing it safe than with growing. But the 2% know that real progress, self-belief, is the quiet force that powers those who rise above their circumstances, no matter how difficult the road. It's easy to have confidence when things are going well, when people are cheering you on, and when the path ahead seems clear. But what truly sets the 2% apart is their ability to believe in themselves, even when the odds are stacked against them, when no one else believes, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, and when the world tells them to quit. This kind of belief isn't just surface-level optimism, it's a deep, unshakable conviction that no matter what, they have the strength, the skills, and the resilience to achieve their dreams. While the 99% may rely on external validation, waiting for approval or praise to feel confident, the 2% know that the only approval they need comes from within. They understand that the most important voice in their head is their own. And they make sure that voice is one of encouragement, not doubt. In the face of adversity, self-belief is what keeps them moving forward. When things get tough, when failures mount, or when it seems like success is a distant dream, the 99% might retreat, questioning their abilities. They start to think that maybe they're not cut out for this, that maybe they're chasing something unattainable. But the 2%, they dig in deeper. They remind themselves of their worth, their capability, and their right to pursue their goals. This isn't arrogance, it's a profound sense of inner trust. The 2% are not immune to fear or doubt, but they choose not to let those feelings define their actions. Instead of being crippled by the unknown or by other people's judgments, they push forward with the understanding that no one else's opinion matters more than their own belief in themselves. They know that success begins in the mind. If you believe you're capable, you will find a way to make it happen. Taking risks is at the heart of every great success story. The 2% understand this deeply. They know that stepping outside their comfort zone is not just a choice, but a necessity. Success demands courage, the willingness to take bold steps, even when the outcome is uncertain. While the 99% tend to play it safe, sticking to what they know, the 2% embrace the unknown, fully aware that staying in their comfort zone will never lead to extraordinary results. Playing it safe might feel secure in the moment, but it often leads to stagnation. Many people avoid risks because they fear failure or rejection. They opt for the familiar path, believing that it will protect them from disappointment or loss. But in reality, playing it safe often keeps them from growing. They may avoid the temporary discomfort that comes with risk, but they also miss out on the opportunities that only come from daring to do something different. The 2% think differently. They understand that every risk carries potential not just for failure, but for learning and growth. When they take risks, they aren't reckless, they take calculated risks, knowing that even if things don't work out exactly as planned, they will gain valuable insights that will help them move forward. They are willing to bet on themselves, trusting their ability to navigate whatever challenges may arise. What makes the 2% stand out is their ability to push through the fear that holds most people back. They don't let the fear of failure stop them from trying. They recognize that the biggest risks often bring the biggest rewards and that the path to success is rarely straightforward. By taking risks, they open doors to new possibilities, new ideas, and new paths to achievement. Playing it safe may offer temporary comfort, but it rarely leads to greatness. The 2% understand that success requires embracing uncertainty, taking chances, and sometimes failing, because in those moments of risk, you discover what you're truly capable of. It's not about being fearless, it's about taking action despite the fear, trusting that the journey with all its ups and downs is worth it. Discipline and sacrifice are two of the most powerful tools in the arsenal of the 2%. Success isn't about luck or talent alone, it's about the relentless commitment to doing what's necessary day in and day out, even when no one is watching. The 2% understand that achieving their goals requires discipline, the ability to stick to a plan, follow through on commitments, and maintain focus when distractions or temptations arise. While the 99% often fall into the trap of seeking quick fixes or shortcuts, the 2% know that true progress is built on consistent effort over time. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's not enough to have big dreams or the desire to succeed. You have to put in the work, especially when it's hard. The 2% are willing to make sacrifices that most people won't. They give up short-term pleasures for long-term gains. Whether it's staying up late to study, saying no to social events to focus on their projects, or putting in extra hours when others are resting, they understand that success comes with a cost. The 99% often shy away from sacrifice, unwilling to let go of their comforts or routines. They want success but aren't willing to give up what's comfortable to achieve it. The 2%, on the other hand, know that sacrifice is part of the deal. They are willing to endure the discomfort, the exhaustion, and the hard choices because they are focused on the bigger picture. They've made peace with the fact that you can't have it all at once. If you want something extraordinary, you have to be willing to let go of the ordinary. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's working on your craft when no one's applauding. It's making hard decisions that don't bring immediate rewards. But this is where success is forged, in the quiet, often unnoticed moments of discipline and sacrifice. The 2% understand that the things worth having don't come easily. They choose the pain of discipline over the pain of regret, knowing that every sacrifice made today won't pay off tomorrow. What sets them apart is their ability to delay gratification. They know that the road to success is long and they are patient. They don't get distracted by temporary pleasures or give up when progress feels slow. Instead, they trust the process, understanding that each small, disciplined step is bringing them closer to their goals. While the 99% might give in to comfort or quit when the journey gets tough, the 2% stay the course, committed to making the sacrifices necessary to achieve greatness.